Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another reaction episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This right in spot. Hello, what's up? Buffy. Last time in Buffy, we got a horrible road trip. The gang tried to leave town, and I think they failed within like 20 minutes. It was pretty bad. They got assaulted by a legion of medieval knights that appear in like 2 episodes prior, and then we forgot about them for like 10 episodes, and then randomly they came back in just to die in the same episode. But they stalled us enough for Ben to infiltrate and then chicken out at the last second, and then Glory took over, and then Glory took Dawn, and that was the end of the episode. So things are pretty bad right now. Dawn is gone. Glory has Dawn. Glory knows who Dawn is and has Dawn. Giles got impaled by a spear. Tara's brain is gone, and Spike hurt his hands. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Oh yeah, and the most important part, Buffy's mental is shattered. She looked completely just gone last episode, like when the episode ended. Which I don't blame her for at all. I talk about that already. It's just like, Buffy has been dealing with so much fucking stuff this season, and it feels like she's at a breaking point. I'm surprised the breaking point didn't happen before, but that's where we're at now. We are moving into the second to last episode of the season. This is episode 21, I believe. So 22 is the final. We are moving into the second to last episode of the season, I believe. This is episode 21, and 22 should be the final episode. I don't know exactly what to expect. Dawn has been taken, so now we're gonna have to try to go into the Dawn retrieval arc, but I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do that. I don't know what a plan can be here in this situation. I mean, try to locate her and try to go after her, but like, and I imagine that Glory is gonna have to do some kind of ritual in order to do whatever she wants to do with Dawn. So ideally, we're gonna have to try and rescue Dawn by locating them. But like, the way I foresee that storyline going is that we're gonna spend like maybe 25 minutes of this episode with Buffy being absolutely devastated, and you know when you got depression and you can't get out of bed, like that state. And maybe everyone in the cast is gonna like try to, get her to move a little bit. And then, I don't know, at the end of the episode, we're gonna try to stop it from happening, and then the episode's gonna end, and we're gonna see how that resolves during the finale. That is what I'm imagining. No fucking clue. That's the way this is gonna go. Because I have no context for what this episode is gonna be. I just know the current situation is pretty bad. Something I was talking about with my editor is that I don't think I talked about previous episode is how, like, it's not only that the cast is maybe getting a different perspective on Spike, but it's also that Spike himself is acting differently than he usually would. At least that's the impression I got. Like, people have told me, like, it makes sense him seeing Tara and imagining something like dealing with Drusilla, and it makes sense for him to have some kind of sympathy for her because he understands the way Drusilla functioned, and he had a fondness for Drusilla. But something else I am thinking about personally, and my editor mentioned something to me, and that made me realize this, and then I bounced it back to him. But I thought about this, and I was like, I think that if we go back to the episode, what was the name of the episode? I think it was Crush. It was the episode where Spike just went fucking full incel mode and kidnapped Buffy, and then bound Drusilla as well, and was like, one of you love me or whatever. Like, in that episode, what he was trying to do, and I remember it clearly, is that he was like, just like, at least acknowledge the fact that this, like, there is a shred of a chance, right? Because he's essentially trying to get Buffy to see something that Buffy is not seeing, which is that she, on some level, is perceiving Spike to be like a human being, like a person that she can talk to, right? It's like another person and not just a monster. And that's something that Buffy was completely just tripling down on. The idea that Spike is not really a dude, it's just like a vampire, so fuck him. So it's like unable to feel any of what he says that he feels and all that, which then is proven wrong by the episode with Robo Buffy, where Buffy ends up realizing, like, oh, he like genuinely gives a shit, right? It's not that he doesn't. So that recontextualizes what Buffy was thinking, and now she's readjusting her view on Spike. And I think that in turn, Spike is readjusting the way that he sees the rest of the cast. Because he has gone from like that dude who's like bitter that this girl doesn't love him to like, oh, that girl is cool with me and we're kind of like friends now. So I'm gonna be nice to her friends as well. Like that's the vibe I got from Spike like previous episode. I understand that everyone else in the cast was like, oh my god, this fucking dude. But like as the episode went on, someone like Sander, I remember, was starting to just kind of like chill with Spike. And Spike was so helpful previous episode. And I got the feeling that like everyone else was also just kind of starting to just not mind Spike as much. And Spike was also not that antagonistic towards anyone else. Because I feel like on some level, Spike is like, Buffy's having a hard time. I'm not gonna like start some shit and make her day worse, you know? And I feel like he's starting to tolerate everyone else a little bit, right? And like that makes sense to me. Like it makes sense that I think that now that like the view Spike has kind of shifted a little bit in Buffy's mind, the view that Spike has on the entire cast is also shifting a little bit, in the sense that he's like, well, I guess these people are now my friends, right? Because they are Buffy's friends and I am Buffy's friend and I want to be Buffy's friend, so these people are going to be my friends too. I guess that's kind of where he's coming from. I'm not saying that he's not a dick, because he kind of still is a dick. Like, that's just part of his personality. But he's not actively trying to make things worse and just antagonize anyone. That's the vibe I got previous episode. So that's just something I wanted to mention, is that I can see a little bit of a change in Spike, even just last episode, after what happened in the Robo Buffy episode. So that's fun. I like that. Okay, I think that's the last thing I want to say about previous episode. This episode, we may just begin, I believe, now. I don't think I got much else. So yeah, let's go. Patreon, check out the Patreon, link in the room below, pop up on the screen. You can watch the final episode of Season 5 of Buffy. Full-length reactions to the entire Season 5 of Buffy at this point. And I am going to be working on the Buffy cast. As soon as I finish Season 5, I'm going to start thinking about how I'm going to do the Buffy cast. For those of you who don't know, the Buffy cast is something I do at the end of every season, where I talk about the entire season in like a, I don't know, 3 hours video that I just lovingly call the Buffy cast. And I feel like maybe the Season 5 one is gonna be maybe the chunkiest one. I'm not sure. But that's what we're gonna start working on as soon as I finish Season 5. I'm not saying that it will come out like immediately after Season 5. It will take a little bit. They usually take a little bit, but they're also like much longer. So it's just 3 hours of yapping. So that's what's coming in the near future after Season 5 is over. But yeah, you can watch all of that in early access. The next episode is already out. The Buffy cast, I don't know when the fuck it will be out. Maybe a month from now, or like a couple weeks. But that will also be up on Patreon before on YouTube. And yeah, full length to every single episode. I think that's gonna be it for this intro. Let us begin. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episode 21. Let's go.
Previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You're not the key, you're nothing.
Oh right, I'm worried that Tara's gonna turn into a minion or whatever.
They kill mice.
They kill mice. The fact that we got the Tara recap makes me worry. That shot of Giles getting impaled is so funny because it clearly didn't hit him. It clearly just went next to him.
I won't let anything happen to you.
Famous last words.
Buffy! God! Buffy, you have to get up! Buffy!
Someone's bound for a beheading. Let's make sure it's not me.
I'm not gonna kill you. Not in the mood. What do you think that's about? Tell me, why am I not popping your head like a zit right now? Maybe I'm just hungry. I've been waiting an eternity, well, 25 human years, and it all comes down to tonight. So how come I ain't happy? Got everything I ever wanted. Still, something's off.
Is it the realization that you actually enjoy human life?
Who's for getting the hell out of here?
All in favor, let's do it.
How's Buffy?
Same. Still. You should try again, Will.
Buffy!
She's gone. She's fucking gone. She's more gone than I thought she was previous episode, which was already pretty gone. That's me after I go on a 10 lose streak in Street Fighter 6. I like the reveal that she was literally just in the same room as them, like in front of them. And they're talking about her as if she wasn't there, because she kind of isn't.
She can't just be brain dead.
Losing Dawn after all that Buffy's been through. I think it's pushed her too far into some sort of catatonia.
Oi, rise and shine, love.
Spike,
Girls endowed with Slayer strength. It's hardly time to get dainty. Buffy! Ow! Are you insane? We have to do something. I'm willing to wager, when all's said and done, Buffy likes it rough.
Separate.
Very intimidating, Willow.
Glory has dawned, so if you two want to fight, you do it after the world ends, okay?
Good
First,
point.
we head back to Sunnydale. Xander
Holy
will
shit.
take Giles to a hospital. Anya's looking after Tara, and Spike, you find Glory. Try anything stupid like payback, and I will get very cranky. Everyone clear?
What will you do?
I'll help Buffy.
Yeah, try to get Buffy. That was a very cool Willow moment.
What if we come across Ben?
What do you mean?
You know,
Oh, they didn't see that.
Ben is Glory, Glory's Ben. They're one and the same.
Well, when did all this happen?
Not 1 hour ago.
Oh, they forgot, just like it happened before. Yes. Spike can remember because he's a vampire, but humans can't, maybe?
Is everyone here very stoned?
Buffy is.
So, Ben and Glory are the same person?
Yeah.
Glory can turn into Ben, and Ben turns back into Glory.
Yes.
Excellent. Do we suspect that there may be some kind of connection between...
They can't retain the information. Unless they retain it and they're just like fucking with us. I don't know. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm really worried for Tara. It's gonna be even worse because these are all minions of hers, and it's clearly people that has had their brains eaten. So like Tara is gonna help her. She's with us right now, but she's gonna end up helping Glory.
What's he doing?
I must anoint the key.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Interesting.
You know, we capture godhood. All of a sudden, everybody wants to be a part of the inner circle. You okay?
I want to go home.
Oh, you're about to. I mean, your real home as the key. You want a pizza?
I wouldn't say no personally in this situation. At least get something out of it.
You nervous?
Yes.
I know how you feel. This body, it's just a rental, Donnie.
Don't call me Donnie.
Wow. You know, that actually hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
Not the point.
Experiencing humanity.
Here I am trying to make you feel better, and I'm doing it so I can stop feeling so
This is the first time we're getting some Glory that is like kind of cool.
Guilty.
That's it. But I'm not supposed to feel guilty. I'm not supposed to feel anything. I'm a god.
Not right now. You're human.
You did this to me, didn't you?
I'm not doing anything.
We'll see. Cause tomorrow, you bleed, little girl.
You sure you know what you're doing?
The thing is that it's still an easy solution to just say like, well, I'm gonna throw my humanity away, and then the problem is solved. So
A spell like this could be really dangerous for Buffy and you. You'll look after her while I'm... Sure. What do I do? Mostly just be here for her. And there's some pills in my knapsack. Half of one every 2 hours keeps her pretty mellow.
You think he'll be gone more than 2 hours?
is she going to dive into Buffy's mind or something?
Wish me luck.
Okay. Good luck.
Be back as soon as I can. Okay?
I'm afraid this might be final goodbye between these two.
Good luck.
I like that interaction of Willow saying "wish me good luck" and then Anya going "good luck," you know, literally wishing her good luck. But then she says "good luck" at the end because that is the real feeling of "I wish you good luck." The first one was just the response. Okay. We don't have enough time to get like a psychiatrist or something. We have to do this real quick, so let's just use magic to circumvent that and go straight to the source. Straight to Buffy's mind. What time is it in the clock? Show me a clock. I want to see the time. It's gonna say like 7:29 or some shit.
Hi, Willow.
Hi.
Hello, Buffy.
He's still being a bad boy. Even if he's like investigating, trying to like not get himself killed or something, he's still just like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna smoke. But they went to a different location, so maybe one of the minions stayed behind. That would be nice. What if Glory had minions, like Despicable Me minions? How much would that make the show worse or better? So what's with this room? Oh, it's Ben's room.
What are you doing here? Actually, I'm looking for you.
Oh, I like that. That's a good show.
Buffy, you have to come out. Why? Hello? Mommy, Daddy! You're back! Hello, Buffy.
How's my girl?
Oh my god.
Are you ready to meet your new baby sister?
Buffy's dad. Have we seen... I think we've seen once Buffy's dad during like the Nightmare episode in season 1.
No, I want to be the baby. You're gonna pay more attention to her and forget all about me.
Like this? We're calling her Dawn.
Mom, can I take care of her?
Yes, Buffy.
This is so sad. Hi. Are we getting a First Slayer cameo? Okay. Just went to the hospital. You know, as a man impaled should.
I was thinking we should check on Glory's victims while we're here.
On the mental ward, I already been. Nobody there. It's like they all just got up and walked away.
Yeah.
Looks like the Great One has scampered. I know this bloke. It's a bit of a last resort, really, but still, you might persuade him to suss out Glory's game plan.
Oh, the creepy guy that Dawn talked to a couple episodes ago, maybe. That, like, creepy demon guy.
Wait. Ben? At Glory's?
This is gonna be worth it.
I'm starting to remember the things Ben did.
Oh, shit.
He came to see you, didn't he? You called him to the desert when you were hiding from me. And he came. And then he was me, you remember?
Yes.
See, she's not supposed to remember that. Nobody should.
Okay.
The look between Ben and me is fading. I
Oh.
almost helped her.
Oh, this is interesting. I like this. This is fun.
Get him out of me. I'm thinking Ben's thoughts and I...
Hi.
Kill the girl. This I cannot do. Nothing comes without a price. This is yours.
We do this now.
Oh. Very worrying. Hi, First Slayer. Or the operation that looks like the First Slayer.
Death is your gift.
I remember this.
Death is my gift.
Wait, death is her what?
Death is your gift.
That looked like a setup to a really silly song.
Where are you going?
Show me a clock. Show me a goddamn clock. I'm so ready.
How do they do it?
Do what?
How do you deal with all of this?
Is this what the poets go on about? This? Call me crazy, but as hardcore drugs go, human emotion's just useless. Am I wrong? Really, I want to know.
Let's argue philosophy with this god.
So you're saying some people like this?
Some.
Funny. All I see is 6 billion lunatics looking for the fastest ride out. Everyone's drinking, smoking, shooting up, or just plain screwing their brains out because they don't want them anymore. I'm crazy? Honey, I'm the original one-eyed chicklet in the kingdom of the blind.
That's a lie.
Name one person who can take me here. That's all I'm asking. Name one.
Buffy.
I mean,
I can't keep following you around like this, Buffy. We have to go. You have to talk to me.
Joyce Summers. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Don't be.
Okay.
Death
Conversation.
is my gift.
I keep hearing that, but I'm not exactly sure what it means.
It's what I do. It's what I'm here for. It's all I am.
Stop! No!
What? I keep telling you, Will. Death is my gift.
So I guess she's in her mind just like, well, fuck it. Which in her mind is like, I'm just letting Dawn die. I'm just gonna sit here and wallow in my pity. And whatever happens. I don't give a fuck anymore. Is that where we're at? If everyone dies, then sure, that's what I do anyway.
Ben? Are you okay?
remembering her, aren't I?
Whatever the magic is that keeps you guys apart is starting to break down.
Which is concerning to Ben because Ben just wants to be himself.
I'll take you as far as I can. Ditch you before she comes back.
Thanks, Ben.
Hi, Willow. What are you doing here?
We're back here.
Do you like dolls?
No. And I think we already dejaed this vu. Buffy, what are we doing here?
It's not complicated right now. We just get to relive our life with mom and dad and sis. So, what book is that? Why are we seeing that again? I like that this is kind of maybe representing how she's just kind of stuck in a loop in her mind. Just like this happened and that happened and it led to this and this happened and just...
We need information. We need...
Ben's glory.
Good job.
Who's what?
Look at this. Special Ed remembers.
Yeah, I do.
Wonderful, but not why we're here. Hell God type. Name of Glory. She's brewing up some major league bad. And she's nicked the Slayer's kid sister in the bargain.
That girl you brought here. Sweet little thing.
Yeah. You got any idea where Glory would take her?
Maybe this is one of the other two gods. I don't know who the fuck this old man is, so...
You don't mean Glorificus.
Mm.
Gosh, what do you want to get mixed up with her for? That's a sure way to get yourselves killed. When it comes to hell gods, my best advice is get out of the way and stay there. I'd like to help, but I'm a small town guy.
Don't believe you.
You're lying. And what's more, I believe you're standing right in front of the very thing we need.
Yeah, he's some kind of like lizard man, right?
You think only underworld bottom feeders worship the beast?
Okay. So I guess he's also a beast worshipper. And he's more than the thing we need.
Her day is coming, boys.
Go after the box, whatever that is. Should be fine. Hey! Stabbed this old man.
What do we got? Something worth dying for.
He's not dead. Open size. Yep.
You have to stop doing this. You never killed your sister. None of this is real. You're stuck in some kind of loop.
Stay close to me. Don't look back.
I mean, she could switch any second. You two need to split apart. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
You two need to split apart.
Sorry?
God damn it!
That actually hurt. You prepubescent puke.
I mean, maybe by knocking one of them out, the other one takes over. So that was a bad idea, but like...
You probably think I won't waste any precious blood of yours tonight. You're right. But I know 1,000 ways to hurt you. I won't spill a drop. Now, let's have big girl fun. Just you and leave her alone.
This is fun.
I said leave her alone.
Get over yourself, Ben. Stop trying to infect me with your
Do you ever stop talking?
animal.
Wrong, Glory. I'm no animal. This is humanity you're feeling. Welcome to the world.
Oh, that's fun.
I won't let you hurt her, Glory.
I'm going home no matter what you do.
You really think I'll just let that happen? You need her blood? When I'm through, there won't be enough left to fill a bottle cap. Then you, hell bitch, have nowhere left to go.
That's fun. If Ben threatens Dawn's life, then Glory becomes Dawn's protector.
Nobody has to die here, Ben. Just let me bleed the girl and go home. We bleed the kid, return me to my seat of power, I become a god again.
And I disappear. I won't make a deal with you, Glory.
When exactly did you get stupid?
This is... It's getting silly how much we're just watching them argue.
Trust me, when all this is over, I can set you up real nice. It's you or the girl.
I'm sorry. Don't make this harder than it already is. I'm sorry, I got no choice. It's you or me.
Sure. I have no clue what Ben is doing. Good or bad, I have no clue.
This is what I do. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about...
Yeah, the book in the library. This seems important. Why would that keep happening? Which is... Take a look at the book. What book is it? Or is it just the fact that she's giving up on her life on academia?
I know it's something small, but it's something.
This was when I quit, Will. Just for a second. I remember
I was in the magic shop. I put a book back for Giles. Nothing special about it. And then it hit me. I can't beat Glory. Glory's going to win.
You can't know that.
I didn't just know it. I felt it. Glory will beat me. And in that second of knowing it will, I wanted it to happen. I just wanted it over. If Glory wins, then Dawn dies. And I would grieve. People would feel sorry for me. But it would be over. And I imagined what a relief it would be.
I get it.
I killed Dawn.
Is that what you think?
Does she feel guilty or?
My thinking it made it happen. And in the moment Glory took Dawn, I know I could have done something better, but I didn't. I was off by some fraction of a second. I killed my sister.
Snap out of it!
Hit her.
What? All this, it has a name. It's called guilt.
I was about to say, this is how my brain works. Everything that she's saying is just like stuck in this loop that makes no goddamn sense.
So, you wanted out for 1 second. So what?
Surprised it took this long.
I got Dawn killed.
Hello? Your sister not dead yet. But she will be if you stay locked inside here and never come back to us.
And what if I can't?
Then I guess you're right. And you did kill your sister.
We're back. Crazy trip. I'm so worried about Tara.
Buffy? She's back.
You found the ritual text?
Something like that, yes.
Did you know that? Venice Glory.
So I'm told. What do we know?
According to these scrolls, it is possible for Glory to be stopped. Well, Buffy, I've read these things very carefully, and there's not much margin for error. You understand what I'm saying?
Might help if you actually said it.
Does Buffy need to die in order to do it? A sacrifice must be made or something?
Glory plans to open a dimensional portal by way of a ritual bloodletting.
Dawn's blood.
But Dawn wasn't always like the key wasn't always human, so how would it be the blood of the key if the key wasn't always okay? Whatever.
So how do we stop it?
The portal will only close once the blood is stopped. Buffy, the only way is to kill Dawn.
Okay. Well, what he's saying doesn't immediately necessarily matter. Because what he said is, once the portal is open, the only way to close it is to kill Dawn. So the solution is just don't let them open the portal to begin with. So that doesn't necessarily scare me that much until the portal is open, which I think it will. Once the portal is open, then I will be scared. But right now I'm just like, okay, am I missing something here? Like, I'm immediately thinking I kind of want to rewatch that because they go like what they need to do is they need to use the blood from the key in order to open the portal. But the key isn't always human, right? Like, the key is just energy. And the monks turned it human. So, like, the ritual... Why would the ritual imply that it has to be human if it isn't necessarily human? Does the book say that they usually turn the key human before in order to open it? Also, why would we know how the ritual works if it has never been done before? Okay, whatever. Like, that feels like I'm either missing something obvious and I'm just stupid. I wasn't paying enough attention. 100% could be the case. Or we are being misled somehow. Like, we need the blood of, I don't know, something else. It's not necessarily the key. Because the key doesn't necessarily have blood. That's weird to me. Because, like, it's like a huge plot element, the fact that, like, the key isn't necessarily human. And then to go at the end and say, like, well, part of the ritual is that we have to make the key bleed. And it's like, well, that's not... Unless the key also bleeds, right? Like, if you slice the key, some, like, green goo would fall off and that would be the key's blood. That could be the case. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about actually the episode here, though. This episode has a great title. It's called The Weight of the World. And I kind of talked over when they mentioned that in the episode. I'm sorry about that. I was just saying some bullshit. I'm mostly sorry to my editor that has to edit around that. But like this episode, a huge chunk of the episode had to be with how Buffy is feeling, and I like that. It's kind of a psychological journey through Buffy's mindscape, and I like that because like it makes so much sense to me whenever I'm looking at it. It's like what Buffy's saying, it's like the dumbest shit in the world that doesn't make any goddamn sense to anyone but herself. That's when Willow heard it, and she was like, you know what, Spike was right. You need to snap the fuck out of it. Like, somebody needs to slap you and say, like, bitch, what? That doesn't make sense. But it makes sense in her head, to herself. Buffy keeps repeating herself, and I like that she's kind of stuck in this, like, loop, in this, like, limbo, where she's reliving those instances and where it ends up leading to, and she just keeps revisiting that over and over again out of guilt. Explicitly guilt. But Buffy is saying, and I like that moment where she puts the book, and Willow is like, what does that mean? Like, I just keep seeing that. Like, that has to be some kind of mystery. It has to mean something. And Buffy's like, that was like the moment where I just kind of gave up. That was like the moment where it just like clicked for me that I'm never going to win this. I'm not going to be Glory. Dawn is going to die. And part of me just kind of wants that because I just want to be done with it. And Buffy, like, she identifies that that's how she felt. And she feels incredibly remorseful and guilty over that. Because she thinks to herself, like, and this is the nonsensical part of it, is that she perceives that to be, like, in some way, like, I made it happen, right? Like, this is something that in my heart of hearts, like, somehow I was okay with it. In fact, I kind of wanted it. And then it happened. And now I feel guilty over the fact that I felt that way. And she's thinking, like, you can draw, like, some nebulous, like, sense in Buffy's mind where she can think to herself, like, when Glory took Dawn, maybe I could have done something differently. Maybe there was, like, well, she says there was like a fraction of a second where I could have done something better and that wouldn't have happened. And she's rationalizing it maybe in a way of like, well, if I didn't have that doubt in my heart, maybe I would have hesitated a little less. I would have jumped in a little quicker. I would have done something a little bit different. And maybe that would have saved Dawn. Because I have that in me. Because I had that moment of like, maybe I do want this. Then she perceives that to be the thing that actually killed Dawn. And she's just like accepted that. And that's why she's in the state that she is in this episode. She's just like, she's not only like completely given into like the weight of the world, everything that is happening in her goddamn life, but she's just accepted that like, that's it, it's done. It's done. She's fucking dead. She's dead and I killed her. Yeah, whatever. Like, completely given up. And it's not just given up on like, I am tired, I just want to rest. It's given up in the sense of like, I was tired and I just wanted to rest. And I think that feeling that way killed Dawn. So I killed Dawn. So like, whatever, man. That's it. That's the stage she's in. And I love that. And I love how that makes the perfect amount of sense that makes no sense to anyone but herself and how she feels. That's exactly how that shit works. I have a lot of experience when it comes to like, trying to dive into my mind and try to identify things, and it's like, why does this happen? Why do I feel that way? And I just see that, and I do it with myself. I can see that in people sometimes. I can see that in fictional characters. And I'm seeing Buffy go through that, and I'm like, perfect. That's exactly how that works. She's just stuck in this loop that in her head makes a semblance, a degree of sense, and it's just a justification for her to keep blaming herself and keep feeling like shit. That's all it is. Because like when you feel that way, you kind of want to keep punishing yourself for it, right? You kind of want to stuck yourself in that loop of like, I deserve to suffer, right? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to hate myself. Everything is fuck. I kill my sister. The world's going to end. Who gives a shit, man? Like, I want to die. So fuck it, right? Like, that's kind of the point you're at. Like, watching this episode felt to me, like, there was a moment where I was like, I feel like Buffy's gonna die. Like, that's how I feel like. Because, like, in my head, I was, you know, we keep revisiting the, like, death is your gift, right? Like, that was said to her. We revisited it this episode. And Buffy kept wondering, like, oh, she said it. Death is my gift. This is what it means. I bring death. That's it. But, like, I'm watching this happen, and I'm like, I think Buffy's gonna die. I think that, like, Buffy's gonna die, and that is... Like, I'm saying, like, I know there's 2 more seasons. This feels like we're leading to the end of the show. Like, it almost feels like the end of the show is coming next episode. And it's like, Buffy's just gonna die, and she's finally gonna be free of her suffering. That's kind of what I'm feeling from this episode. It's like, the show should end next episode. But that doesn't happen, right? I know that there's up until season 7, so I know that that's not going to happen. But that's the impression I get, is that, like, we're nearing the end of the show. If I was watching this as it was coming out, that's how I would feel. I would have been like, is the show over after this? Like, it feels like next week. Like, Buffy's gonna die to save Dawn, and she's gonna be free from the suffering and the pain that comes with being the Slayer or whatever. And like, we're all gonna feel like shit, but then the show would be over, right? Like, that's how I feel. And that's what death is your gift would mean. Because I don't think that death is your gift means, like, you know, you bring death and this is a good thing. Because that's how Buffy took it. I don't think that's the case. But it makes sense that Buffy would latch onto that and be like, oh yeah, I kill my sister. This is what I do. Like, I am just the death dealer. I am death. This is all I do. This is my life. I'll just accept it. Fuck it. It makes sense for her to latch onto that. But I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I love that. I love that. I love that mind dive into Buffy's brain. And just interacting with her in that manner. I like it. It's very Restless, which I enjoy. Restless was even trippier. I love Restless, but this was like a fraction of it. Dude, there was a funny sequence where, like, when Willow went and saw Buffy talking to the apparition that looks like the first Slayer, we're watching a dream memory of an apparition of the first Slayer that's not really the first Slayer. It just took its form. That's so many layers removed. For Willow to just be like, you're the first, it's like, not really, but whatever, right? But there was the almost funny scene, and it's funny to no one but me, that the Slayer said, the first Slayer was like, death is your gift. And then Buffy was like, that's not my gift. And Willow was like, what do you mean? Your gift is your what? Death is your gift. And it just like looped, and it felt like a silly setup to like a song, like a YouTube song. Death is your gift. Death is your what? Death is your gift. And it just like loops that over like a beat. That's how it felt to me. Willow in this episode was truly the MVP though. I do have to give it to Willow. There was that moment very early on in the episode where Buffy's just fucking gone. She's cooked. Xander and Spike just end up fist fighting because there's too much testosterone in this goddamn room. And Willow is like, stop, goddamn. Like, she turns around, she goes separate or whatever. Just uses a spell, pushes both of them away. We don't have time for this bullshit. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. She just immediately delegates, designate tasks, immediately jumps to action. Perfect. Goddamn 10 out of 10. I've never seen Willow like this. This is honestly beautiful. Like, I'm so happy to see Willow like this, because I feel like often whenever Willow takes the initiative and does something, often, if not always, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? In this instance, I'm like, fuck yeah. She's got it, right? She's locked in. She sees the situation that they're all in. She has like perfect insight of it. She has beautiful perspective. And she's just like, somebody has to take initiative here. I'm gonna fucking do it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Dawn is missing. She's gonna get killed or whatever. Buffy's fucking cooked. She's gone. Her brain is fried. Spike and Xander are just fighting like man children. Tara is gone. Giles has been impaled by a spear. Anya is Anya. So, like, I can't really rely on that. And Willow was like, fuck it. Fuck all of you. Listen to me. This is what we're gonna do. Fucking perfect. Willow, truly the MVP of this episode. Not only delegated perfectly, just like stepped up when everyone needed her, and like in a way that she usually doesn't, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like, if Willow was someone that had more initiative, like, often, then this wouldn't necessarily be unusual. But because she's not the kind of person that ever does this, I don't think she's ever done anything like this. She has had moments where like a surge of like confidence comes in, but usually it's the confidence where you're doing something stupid rather than something smart. That's usually what Willow does. So, but in this instance, she's just completely aware, and she's like, someone needs to say, I'm gonna fucking do it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Guys, listen to me. Like, there's no hesitation, no doubts. I'm just going for it. She dives in and just rescues Buffy from her mind prison, essentially. She just gets Buffy back. I don't think we saw a clone. I'm sad. I was sure that we would see a clone. Maybe there was one in like the background or something of like Buffy's mind palace. But like, I wanted to see a clock. That would have made my day. If I saw a clock and it's like 7:29, I would have started happy ventilating. I would have been like, what the fuck am I watching next episode? But that's not what the episode was about. Like, the episode wasn't about premonitions or like some kind of like, I don't know, an omen. The episode was about Buffy's mental state. So it makes sense. I'm enjoying that. But yeah, Willow dives in, saves her. Incredible. Like, I want to applaud Willow. She was so good this episode. In a way that she's usually not. So like, I'm impressed. I am delighted. I'm really happy that happened. Let's talk about Glory and Ben. This is fun. Let's talk about Glory. I don't remember if I've said this before. I think I have on some level. At least I'd like hinted to it. But like, Glory to me is not necessarily a main antagonist that I feel too much towards. She's just like a main antagonist that is just here, and I'm just like, yeah, all right. Like, she serves her purpose. And she's kind of fun, but not super fun. Just like a little bit. Like, I remember when Glory first showed up, I was like, this is a Joss Whedon-ass character. It's just like, here's a hot woman, and she can't stop giving quips and yapping about stuff. And it's just like, kind of funny, everything that she says, but also she's beating your ass while she does it. And it's just like, okay, sure. Like that's just like the entire formula wrapped into one character. That's how I felt about it. She has a strong personality. It's just not one that I'm particularly like super, not just into, but like I also don't really have much feelings about that. She's just like extremely like self-centered, conceited, kind of superficial. She's just really strong. Whatever, man. Just like that's it. Like, he's just a bad guy to me. And like, I felt like the entire season, I feel like I kind of gave up on like getting more Glory. Only for right here at the end, they're giving me a little bit more with Glory, in the sense that Glory, and maybe the reason why we didn't get that before is because we didn't exactly know the mystery of Glory. We just got hints to it gradually. But now that we have full understanding of what Glory is, now we can execute a little bit more on Glory and Ben, in that Glory is starting to feel more human. And part of the reason why she's feeling more human is because the walls between between Glory and Ben are merging, right? Like, the wall is starting to fade, and now they're starting to actually fuse into one. Their memories are starting to leak into one another. Their feelings are starting to leak into one another. And what's interesting about that, what's really fun, is that Glory is starting to experience humanity. And as a result of that, Glory kind of starts to question whether or not she wants to go through with this. And that's something that's really fun and interesting to me. Like, even before it's starting to reveal that they're starting to kind of merge, I started to wonder, like, Glory was thinking to herself, like, why don't I feel happy? You know, why don't I feel like you're just ripping your guys' head off? Because that's how I express happiness, apparently. It's like, I don't feel that way. I don't know why. And I'm like, maybe she just doesn't want to go through with it. In the way that, like, I never beat Zelda Breath of the Wild after putting like 120 hours into it, and I reached to like the final boss because they told me, like, you finish the game, go beat the final boss. I was like, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want the journey to end. So then I never beat the game. And it's been like 5 years since then. Like, I never beat that game. And I've done that with all other games before. And I'm thinking, like, is Glory maybe feeling the same way? In that, like, now that she finally has everything she wants, she can just bleed out Dawn, open a portal, go back to being a god, take over hell or whatever. She's starting to feel like, do I want to do, like, I'm kind of enjoying the journey, right? I don't want to get to the end. I'm kind of enjoying the journey. And I guess that is an element of Glory's character that now maybe comes a little bit into play. And this is the part where I'm not fully sure if I'm full of shit or if this is what the show may or may not be doing. And it's that I don't know if Glory is starting to feel these human emotions is because she's merging back with Ben, or because maybe she has developed them on some level, you know? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's both. That could also be the case. But I'm just going to mention that now it kind of makes sense that the entirety of the season, Glory has enjoyed all of this like superficial human shit that to a god shouldn't matter, right? To a higher being, to a higher entity, they shouldn't give a fuck about like shoes or whatever, right? But Glory does. And that is like a human emotion, a human experience of like, I like this thing, I like the thing, I'm petty or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that is a human emotion. Like, and I like the idea that maybe Glory is, now that she's getting to the point where she can actually ditch humanity and become a god again, she's starting to feel like, maybe I like this, you know? And she likes it in, maybe, I'm not saying that this is a good thing, I'm saying that maybe she likes it in like a fucked up way, in like a, I enjoy living among humans and, you know, just going out in town and eating them like a meal. And that's fun for me. And if I go to hell, I'm not really gonna get to do that anymore, right? I enjoy just hanging out during nighttime, stealing some shoes, eating some dude's brains. And if I go back to being the god of hell, maybe I won't really get to do that anymore. Maybe I like this experience, you know? So that is an element that to me is really kind of fun. And if we're gonna go down that direction, I would really enjoy it actually. That would kind of swerve Glory's character a little bit towards a direction that I'm kind of really into. But it might just be the fact that Ben's humanity is leaking into her. And maybe she doesn't necessarily have any of those things that she feels or experiences. But maybe Ben's humanity can leak into hers and then she can develop those on her own next episode. I don't know. I'm just saying. But I will say that it does make sense considering how much Glory cares about shit that should be inconsequential to a god. That is very much just human, superficial shit. But she's into it. Now, about Ben, it's so funny to me that I'm like 21 episodes in. Like, the entire mystery has been unraveled and revealed to us. And I still don't know what Ben wants to do. Like, I still, like, they leave me in, like, a thread that is just like, I'm going to go one direction or the other. It's like, I have no fucking clue what Ben is going to do, how Ben is feeling. Because I'm like, Ben is good. And then it's like, well, maybe Ben is hesitating. Maybe Ben is going to be bad. Oh, maybe Ben is good. And then it's like, oh, maybe Ben is going to be bad. And they keep threading that line a little bit. And it's kind of fun. Because the way they're doing it here is that they're essentially dangling the fact that if Glory becomes a god, right, like if Glory returns to her state, Ben is going to cease to exist. And previous episode, we had that as like a way to have Ben come in and it's like, oh, is he going to kill Dawn or whatever? And then he doesn't. And it's like, okay, so maybe he won't. And then in this episode, we have the exact same thing, the exact same dilemma where Glory is like, you're going to cease to exist. And then it's like, I guess I'll help him out. I guess Dawn, come with us. Like, I'm just going to take you through them. And it's like, okay, Ben betrayed us. But in my head, I'm still thinking, like, maybe he's planning something. Maybe this is a trick. And if that is the case, then, like, that is another switcheroo we're going to get next episode. But, like, I still don't know exactly what Ben wants to do. I'm not sure if Ben is an ally or an antagonist. I'm never sure about that. And that's such a fun thing. Because, like, it's just this wild card ass character that the entire season I felt has been a wild card ass character. And right now I know all of the information about, you know, how this entity operates, how this entity works, you know, the Glory Ben entity. I know their origin, I know what they are, and I'm still like, I don't know what the fuck this dude is doing. It's still a wild card ass character. No clue what Ben is up to. What I will say is that maybe if you wanted to maybe double cross them, Glory would probably know that because she would remember from Ben's like memories. So I don't know if that would work. So maybe he's bad now. I don't know. But yeah, we had kind of conversations between Glory and Dawn, and Glory showed guilt and showed like mercy on some level or like empathy, and it's just like, what the fuck is this human shit? And she's questioning Dawn about like, how do you people deal with this stuff? Like, this sucks. This fucking disease, I don't want it. And it make, like, I don't know if Glory would want to, you know, remain being human to enjoy all the human stuff, because she keeps going on about how much she hates feelings. And it's like, yeah, like, this is what Dio Brando did. It's just like, if you're given the choice of reject your humanity, would you? And it's like, well, if everything sucks, if you hate your feelings, your emotions, this is also what Darla did, by the way, or what Darla wanted in Angel. I was watching Angel. Hi. I watched Angel season 2. Getting to the finale on that show as well. It's up on Patreon if you want to check that out. I'm watching Angel over at Patreon. But that's what Darla was doing in Angel season 2. She had a moment of like, I hate this. I don't want to be human. Like, everything sucks. It feels bad. It feels wrong. It feels filthy. I just want to be a demon again. I don't care if I become a vampire and I just kill people or whatever. Like, right now I feel bad and I don't want to feel bad. I want to not feel. And that's if we're gonna go with that angle, then it would make sense for Glory to just be like, fuck it, I get rid of that shit. Doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I hate that it matters and I want it gone. So we can say that it would be a deterrent from her actually going through with the ritual, but it could also equally be the reason why she wants to go through with the ritual. So Spike was helpful. Sander was helpful. We had a episode long Sander bit of like Ben is Glory? Oh, it's like, that's funny. It's kind of funny. Yeah, but Sander and Spike went over to see this creepy old guy from the episode where we tried to bring Joyce back to life. Creepy lizard man. I do have to say, I enjoy this creepy lizard man previous episode rather than this one, right? Because in the episode where we met him for the first time, he was creepier in like a this might be secretly Satan kind of deal. Like he was just creepy and helpful in a way where like you didn't know anything about this dude. It's just like a mysterious fucking creature and it's just creepy as fuck. But in this episode, it's just like, oh no, this is just like a lizard man. It's just like it is spitting his tail out and he's not secretive at all. He's just like, I'm gonna get you guys. I also praise the beast or whatever. I'm gonna burn this. I'm gonna fight you. And it's like, okay, now you kind of lost that cool aura of mystery and eeriness that you had going on. And now he just kind of became another chump. However, he's more than just another chump because we have seen him for two episodes now. So that means that he lasts more than just one episode. And if he lasts more than one episode, usually that means that he's important. And he will last at least 3 episodes because after he got impaled by that sword, he opened his eyes. So it's like, okay, he's coming back or whatever. Didn't come back this episode, so it's going to be the next one or I don't know, season 6 or whatever. So this is a dude that matters. So we're going to continue to see this creepy old guy. I have no idea what to make of this. He could have been lying about like, you know, praising the beast or whatever. But if he wasn't, then he's just going to come in and, you know, fuck us over at the very end. Just like the creepy old guy shows up with the assist. Like fucking Vegeta at the end of the Cell Saga. Like this is what's going to happen in the final episode. Buffy is going to be pointing a gun at Glory. And she's going to go... It's Glover, and it's just gonna shoot her, and then the old guy is just gonna run in and jump in the middle and take the bullet for Glory, and then Glory is gonna shoot lightning out of her fingers like Palpatine, and then the world is gonna explode and credits are gonna roll. That is my finale for season 5 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, by the way. They did mention at the end of the episode, again, I suppose we should talk about this, is that Giles goes like, I'm sorry, Buffy, but the only way to close the portal is to kill Dawn. And I'm just sitting here like, well, the portal isn't opened yet, so that doesn't really mean anything, right? Like, maybe it'll mean something once your portal is open, but right now, it's not really the case. So that's not cause for me to feel concerned immediately. Because also, this is, like, it is presented to us as new information, and I guess it kind of is, in like the specifics of it, but to me it doesn't feel like new information because we have had the Knights of the Byzantium already be like, we gotta kill the key because, you know, this is the only way to stop her from coming in for Glory to take her throne or whatever and end the world. Ben is hesitating because it's like, well, the only way to stop it is to kill the key. So the fact that Giles goes, Buffy, the only way to stop the portal is to kill the key, I'm just sitting here like, well, I kind of knew that already. I guess it is more devastating telling that to Buffy's face. And you know that Giles would have looked that book in every direction possible and tried to find all the code in order to figure out a way that doesn't involve killing Dawn. But the fact that he didn't tells us that there's nothing else. Okay. But that's still just said in order to close the portal. So I don't feel worried until the portal is open. That said, I believe the portal will be open next episode somehow. And then somehow we're going to figure out a solution to that. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, I don't know. Because, like, there are so many unknowns to me. Like the entire existence of Dawn is an unknown to me. I don't know what Dawn is capable of. Because if Dawn wanted to just... Like, if they just wanted to turn Dawn into Jesus in the next episode and just perform a miracle and just solve all of the problems, I would 100% believe it. I'm kind of expecting it. I feel... Okay, no. I feel like maybe that would be a little cheap, and that is the reason why I would expect them not to do it. But if they wanted to do it, I would also not be surprised. Just like, here's something that has been around here with us the entire time, and we have treated her with kindness, and we have given her life, and we have, you know, welcomed her with open arms, and she's someone that we care and love, and now she is helping us in our hour of final need because she accepts her humanity and she wants her humanity. So she's going to fight for it. And she's going to fight to, like, keep all of us here. So she can, like, coexist with us. That would make sense to me. I wouldn't be surprised if that were to be the case. But at the same time, we have the First Slayer apparition that isn't really the First Slayer, saying, like, death is your gift. Okay, that's gonna matter. What does that mean? Maybe the only thing that is in order for us to have this episode where Buffy's continuing to think about that and, you know, overthinking it in a negative way. So maybe that's the only reason why that's there. Something I do want to say, though. I was just skimming through the episode to see if there's anything else I want to talk about. There's one thing I want to talk about, which is we had a scene, well, we had several scenes where Glory and Ben are just like arguing with one another. And I feel like they needed to fill in time for the episode, and so they just kept dragging that on and on. I do like seeing Glory and Ben interact with one another because we don't really get that, and now that the entire mystery of their existence is just unveiled to us, now we can follow what a conversation between them would be, and now we get this, and it's like, oh, that's fun. I'm interested in seeing this. But then it just kept going, right? And it just kept going, and it was just this back and forth of like, I won't let you harm her. I'm gonna harm her. I won't let you harm her. And it's just like it's like circle back to that like argument over and over like 3 times. And it just felt like at a certain point to me it became funny how it was just like, I'm gonna say that, like, I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna turn, and then I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna slam myself against the wall and I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna say this thing, and then I'm gonna turn again and I'm gonna say something. It's just like it was funny to me. I'm sorry. Like, it was cool to see that interaction. I've been wanting to see that interaction for a while, but it lasted a little too long to the point where it felt a little comedic to me. Because it's also just like this girl who's just sitting there watching them do this, and it's just like I'm picturing it, the situation, and there's just one girl sitting there in a corner cowering, and then just a person in front of her that just keeps shapeshifting and screaming random shit and slamming themselves into a wall and repeating the same conversation topics like 2 or 3 times. It was honestly really funny. I did like the threat that Ben made at one point. I'm not sure if he would have followed through on that because Glory called his bluff, but I like the moment that Ben just fucking broke a bottle and put it to Dawn's throat and was like, what if I bleed her out right now, huh? What are you gonna do without that then? And Glory's like, you wouldn't do that. But I do like that idea because if we were gonna do that, then the roles would be inversed. Ben would be like, what if I kill Dawn? And then Glory's like, I'm not gonna let you kill Dawn. And then Glory becomes Dawn's protector. And that would be a fun inversion. I would have liked that. I don't know if there's anything to that where if I would believe Ben would do that or Glory would do that, but that would be a fun inversion nonetheless. Cool. I think this is it. I don't think I got much else to say about this episode. I mean, most of this episode to me, like the most important part was just following Buffy and Buffy's mind palace and how she's feeling in this situation where everything has fucking crumbled to pieces, as it has been crumbling to pieces for the entire season and also maybe the entirety of her life. Not the entirety of her life since age like 16 or whatever. So like, yeah. That is the most important part of this episode, I think. That's the part I like the most, and that's where the title of the episode comes from. Fantastic title for an episode, by the way. I really like it. I think that's going to be it for this episode. And then we're going to be ready for the finale whenever I watch that. Okay, cool. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this Buffy episode. See you guys next time. Bye. And alright, everyone, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Buffy. If you would like to watch the next episode reaction, the finale, as well as full-length reactions to all of it, as alongside Angel, you can do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, cool stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.